And now to our major story. It is worrisome, and I'm glad to get the attention. It got the attention of the National Assembly. Illegal importation of weapons and the proliferation of firearms. There's been 3 seizures, at least about 4 or so this year alone. In January, the Federal Operations Unit of the Nigeria Customs Service intercepted a Mack truck along the Mile to Apapa Road containing 49 boxes of pump-action rifles. In May, the Nigerian Customs Service discovered a container load of 440 pump-action guns imported from Turkey at the Tinkan Island port in Lagos. And in this month of September, operatives of the Nigerian Customs Service smashed a syndicate that specialized in smuggling weapons into the country, discovering a consignment of 1,100 pump-action rifles loaded in a 20-foot container. Today, the 8th Senate passed the second reading of the bill to amend the Firearms Act to provide for the increase of fines and the destruction of all firearms that are illegally imported into the country or that are in the possession of individuals that do not have valid licenses. Senator Joseph Dada moved the motion to amend the Firearms Act. We also have a security consultant, a former British police officer, Mr. Vincent Onyekwelu, who joins us now from our Abuja studio. Many thanks, Mr. Onyekwelu, for joining us on the program tonight. Are you worried with the level of arms that have been seized by the Nigeria Customs Service? There's been the history of proliferation within the West African region, particularly when ECOWAS has said that Nigeria seems to be a very enjoyable destination for these kind of activities. But with the ones that we've seen, over 2,600 between January and September this year, what is the implication of this?
The implications is very dangerous. It's a grave situation. Why do I say it's a grave situation? I have to appreciate the hard work of the officers of the Nigerian Customs Services for what they've done so far. I remember this gentleman of the Nigerian Customs Services basically walk with their bare hands. When I say they walk with their bare hands, what I mean by that is when you have a service like Nigerian Customs Services, in 2015, they made almost over 900 billion naira. 900 billion naira. When you take off the VAT, it came to about 800 billion naira made for the Nigerian government in 2015. In 2016, they made 920 billion naira. Take off the VAT, that comes down to 720 billion naira. These are huge sums of money that Nigerian Customs Services have made for the Nigerian government. So it's very worrisome that the Nigerian government could not buy the Nigerian Customs Services a simple vehicle inspection scanner. Now, I'm so surprised that in this 21st century that a service like Nigerian Customs Service would be working without technology supporting what their intelligence teams are doing. So basically what it means that these 4 consignments of pump actions that we are luckily being impounded, there is a chance that another 100 containers of such weapons have gone through the country. Because there's no way you can tell me that if they've made such huge money for the Nigerian government, that means about 1.something trillion naira they've made in the past 2 years. Yet, they could not afford to buy scanners. And remember, a proper port like Tinkan Island shouldn't operate 1 scanner. You're talking about having like 3 scanners. There should be a scanner for every container that leaving the port. That's number 1. There should be a scanner for all the containers that are going back into the port. So we're talking about entrance and exit scanners. Then inside the port, you should be able to have a mobile scanner system that obviously on the point checks, you will call it on the point checks. If there's any suspicion, you can use that mobile to actually check the content of a container. So they cannot even afford 1 when they need 3. So basically, what you have in the Nigerian Customs Services today is like farmers choosing not to buy tractors for their farming and they choose to employ 1,000 people to use hoes and cutlasses to work when they can just bring in 2 tractors and the work is done for them. So it gets me very worried, the level of small arms and light weapons that are in Nigeria, because we are talking about pump actions. Remember, pump actions is a home defensive system. It's not what professionals use. It's not what criminals use. It's not what terrorists use. Even the hard men, you don't see them carry pump actions. Pump actions is mostly for people that want to have something to defend themselves, their families at home, because what? It has a very big capacity for close contact combat. And obviously, you don't need to be a specialist in targeting because it uses cartridges. What it tells me that in Nigeria today, that because of the poor management of our port authority, port systems, that we could have shotguns, could be all over the Nigerian market. The fantastic AK-47 should be all over the Nigerian system. Bullets, ammunitions, grenades. There's so many dangerous weapons out there. So I'm very, very worried. If that is our situation in our seaport, now think about what is going on in our land port.